Hi, my name is Amy Jo. Some people call me Amy. Um, but now that we're in Florida, Amy Jo makes more sense because we're in the South. Um, I'm actually from Illinois, not that far outside Chicago, and Lombard actually. And I'm making this video because I'm a single parent and I am here by myself. I don't have any family anyway, but I have no friends in Florida. My kids have friends, but I don't know anybody really. So I'm basically here alone, and we're screwed, basically. I don't know if that's a bad word, but we're not in a great place. I have 3 kids. One is 22. She's back in Illinois. She's amazingly beautiful, actually. She's stunning. And then I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. And I've basically raised my kids by myself. And I also have what's called ataxia. And with that, you lose the ability to walk. And I have been losing memory and cognitive ability. So ataxia is really rare. Lucky me, woo! I can't win the lottery, but I can win that thing. I usually will swear kind of a lot, so I have to filter it out, so it takes longer to talk. But I basically I have to move, and without a doubt within the next month, by March. And I have no money, and I am on disability. I also have PTSD, so do my kids. And so we've been dealing with a lot of stuff. And we're actually pretty funny. And I tried to put in these videos, but that we have just being normal, actually, and to us. And I couldn't merge them in. My daughter's 3rd grade friend tried to do it. She tried to show me how to do it, but she said that my phone's not like her dad's phone, so I can't do it. So anyway, actually she's really sweet, but because she was trying to help me, but I can't do it, so I can't be all like woo funny, heh. But we are. So we're ridiculous in stores. We are ridiculous everywhere. Just because, whatever. I don't care, live it up. So I am I was gonna say rule follower, but I don't really follow rules in stores, I guess. But for the most part, yeah. I am in a position where, and I'm using my son's phone right now because my phone is completely out of memory to record. So, because I take a bajillion pictures of things. And I do that because, and I started editing myself, but I do that because I want to remember things, and I want my kids to remember things. I mean, first off, but I want to be able to remember things. People don't realize, that, when you're losing like memory of things, right now it's short-term memory. it's really, uh, um, scary. And, I'm trying to do this all by myself. And, when we moved here, it was amazing. And I thought, everything was in its place. And, I set up everything. And because we were, I'll tell you that in a second. But prior to that, in 2012, my ex-husband broke my back. And after he broke my back, I started to have like super crazy symptoms and got super sick, really tired. The doctors couldn't figure it out. They kept saying you have symptoms like MS, but you don't have MS. And so they couldn't figure it out. I mean, I went to so many doctors, so many tests. They finally did a PET scan and realized it was ataxia. Spinocerebellar ataxia 3 is what they said. So, and they also believe that I have something else, but they don't know what that is. As far as neurological. So, and I'm sorry I keep saying it's driving me crazy too. So, I don't know how to stop doing it. I think in speech class they try to tell you not to do it and teach you not to do it. I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't people don't speak that way. But anyway, we'll just have to suck it up. So after that, I ended up having to get my knees replaced, both of them. And during that time, he was supposed to pay the rent in the house in Illinois that I had paid rent on for like 10 years. And he was supposed to pay it to the landlord. That was a big deal because there was just a lot, going on with that. So he did not. And the kids and I ended up getting evicted. And so we were considered homeless. I won't get into too many more details of that. That was pretty horrible. And so in 2018, I then had to file bankruptcy. And a lot of it was his debt. He left me with so much stuff. It's ridiculous. And even red light tickets, things like that. It's just yeah. That's called financial abuse, by the way. It happens in 98% of domestic abuse situations. And I am going to fight for a bill to help people, to actually help people in financial abuse situations, because right now it really sucks. There's really nothing. And anyway, outside of that, so in 2018 I filed bankruptcy, and then in 2019 the kids and I moved here, and prior to that their dad was in prison, and then parole wouldn't let him see us, and then he made no effort to see us or them after that. And so we moved here, and it was amazing. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And then there started to be really big issues with the house that I'm renting. I rented from a company. And these big companies are buying up these houses. They're called Wall Street companies, and they don't actually take care of them. And so the house has made me really sick for a long time. And so a lot of times I need a nebulizer and stuff, which I never needed before, but it makes me really sick, the house. So I've been trying to move out and leave for a long time. However, because of the eviction and the bankruptcy from the financial abuse, no one will rent to me. So that really sucks. And I don't know what to do because, I promised my kids that we would never be homeless again. And my kids know we're moving. They've never really known when, but they rely on me. They think, that we're moving to somewhere, because when we moved here, they had been homeless before that, so I decorated their rooms and things like that. And, not to be all like, woe is me, but this is just true. And then everyone says, oh, go to social services, go to, what about Section 8? Well, Section 8's 3 years behind. Social services doesn't help you with something like this. DHS doesn't help you with something like this. They messed up my application to even get a food card the first time. The second, because they removed my debts, and then the second time they said, oh, then reapply. So I did, and then they said I didn't qualify, so it just doesn't work like people think it works. And I really hope that people can see this and watch it and understand that, because it really doesn't work the way people think. Or people say, get a job. And I'm on disability, so I did used to have a job and I loved working, but I can't work right now. So I'm sorry about that for the people that, I've had be pissed that I don't have a job. And then I actually, I was the one supporting the kids. I was the breadwinner, I was the stable income. And so, anyway, my hair looked way better in the mirror when I woke up. I don't know, or maybe it actually didn't. And now that I'm recording, it looks like crazy, I'm going to be homeless hair. I don't know. But anyway, I don't really care, to be honest with you. So my biggest thing is, I don't want to disappoint my kids. And I've disappointed my daughter, my oldest daughter, because, she was 9 when I met my ex, and he was abusive and alcoholic and things like that. And, it was just really, it was just disappointing. She said to me, you protected me before that, and then you didn't. And that's so true, for kids. People say, oh, it's not your fault. How could you know? And other people say, why did you stay? And that's a whole other, recording that we can do someday. Or, movie. But I don't know. It just, that breaks my heart. And then my younger kids, they rely on me. They think that, anything that happens, like when we were evicted from the house in Illinois, that's all they knew. And they blamed me, and they were angry at me and sad at me. And I was the one staying staying up with them, because my son was so sad that he was losing his friends. And then people now will say, oh, well, just move. Like here, like just move from, where you are in Florida. And it's like, you can't do that to your kids, My kids have friends and I just like want them to be like, I want them to be happy, and I know that people have it worse off in this world. I do, and I am a person that does help people. I help people when I have nothing. I want this world to like be, a place where, it's people helping people, because that's what I've always done. I've always believed that, you help like the person, because when it goes to these big organizations, a lot of times we don't see it, as people, like in Florida, the person in charge of the money here stole $7.5 million, from the domestic violence. And even if she didn't, it's still not something we see, Here, low-income housing has a wait list. And I have to have my kids bused because I get so sick sometimes, and people don't understand or get it. And I'm sorry, this is not like a funny video, because I am a funny person, but right now I have no idea what we're gonna do, because I have no idea where we're gonna move or how we're gonna move. And I absolutely, like, people call me, people a beggar, or you're a beggar, because I've asked for help from people, and it makes me a beggar to them. And, it's fine. I don't care what people call me, because it's my kids. I want them to have, like, peace, and stability. And, they're so attached. They're so attached to me, and, I just, they, my son knows more, that I forget things. Like this morning, he wrote down his code for his phone, and he was showing me where the code was, and then I couldn't remember, and then he showed me again, and he's just like, he even was the one that, he's just so amazing, and he loves Jurassic Park. He knows all the dinosaurs, and he plays video games a lot. He's so funny, like with the headset and like everything. And my daughter, like, she wants to ride horses so bad. Like, if you ever see her with an animal, she just has, like, if you ever see, like, she just has this connection. It's so, like, really amazing. And I want to be able to give them that stuff so badly. And I can't have them be homeless. So I'm begging for your help, please, because I just, my kids are like, think that it's going to be better than where we are now, because we've had to have like everything out of the cabinets and the drawers here for a long time, since before November, because this house has so many issues. So we can't use the drawers in any bathrooms or kitchen. But I just hope that you can help us. And before I got here, I had a 2005 minivan that I didn't have a payment on, but I couldn't drive it to Florida. It had too many issues, and so I got a car here. And again, with financial abuse, like, you get this ultra high rate, and I'm never going to be able to pay this car ever. And the payment's too high, and I just, I don't know. I just need help. And I'm sorry that this is like, I'm crying. But I don't know what else to do. Anyway, thank you.